this morning I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this a master mix. Now the master mix, it comes from your Betty Crocker. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this master mix you can make biscuits from, you can make pancakes from, waffles, muffins, breads, coffee cake, dumplings. I'm gonna put all those recipes up on my description, and so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But this master mix, you can use it for a lot of things. So I had my niece, I was talking to my niece on the phone, and she was wanting to make some pancakes, and I said, well, where are you going to get the pancakes? She said, I'm going to get them from, out of a box. So it just broke my heart that, she wants to make pancakes from a box. So I told her I want to put this on the site, on my YouTube channel, so that she can have homemade pancakes anytime she wants. This is a large batch. She can do a lot of things. She likes to bake too, so this will be good for her. So I hope she enjoys it, and I hope you enjoy it too. So what I've got here is my flour. I've got my mixing bowl. I've got a sifter here that I'm going to use. Some baking powder, some cream of tartar, salt. I mean, it's pretty basic, and some, shortening. Don't let me forget my shortening. So, it may seem like a lot, but imagine you're going to be pulling this out whenever you want. And this lasts for a long time. I have a container that I'm going to be putting it in. I use these dairy creamers containers. Now these are meant for dry stuff. So if you ever, a lot of people like to drink coffee. You get your dry creamer jugs from Costco, or I think we got these from, what's that M word? I can't remember, but something like Costco or Sam's. No, sorry, Sam's. So we got these from Sam's. I like to use them all the time. I fill it up with any mixes that I have, my rice. I keep all my dry goods in these little containers, and it's just more convenient. I can just pull it out whenever I want. So let's get started. It calls for 9 cups of sifted all-purpose flour. So 9 cups. So I'm going to fluff my flour up. Always remember to fluff your flour, because that's how they measure, by the fluffing of the flour. So 9 cups. Let's give a little shake. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. We got 4 more cups to do. I'm going to need more flour than this. So what I'm going to do is take my flour out of one of these containers that I have already prepared. I'm going to dump it in here. So I can get 4 more cups. What I like to do is just stick a baggie over it, just like that. Keep them nice and sealed, nice and dry. And then I just put on there flour, sugar, rice, whatever you want. You can always change it. I do a scratch off, and it comes right, and you can just rewrite on it. So those make really nice to keep them in that type of container. Okay, 4 more cups. 2, 3, 1 more. 4. All right, 4 cups. That's all I need. All I need extra there. Okay. 4 cups of sifted flour. Brush those in. Okay, 4 cups of sifted flour. And to that, we're going to add a 1/3 cup of baking powder. So I have that here. I have my 1/3 cup here. Okay. 1/3 cup of baking powder. And I like to use these Tostitos jars too, because then I can just put a label on them and I can see in them. They stack well. And so don't always throw your jars away. You can keep them. Use them for, you know, if you don't like this, take it off. Put the labels on there. I've seen people that like use black chalk, like a black chalkboard, and they get to write on it or whatever, but it comes off. So I just prefer just to stick some masking tape on there, write it on there. You can always change it. It comes off. All right, and then we're going to add our, let's see, cream of tartar, 2½ teaspoons of cream of tartar. One, 2, 1/2. I'm just going to throw that up just like that. 1/2. And I also like to take these little 1/2 pints, man, and then I label those too, and they stack up real well too. You can see in them. It's great. So save what you can. Reuse, reuse, reuse. And then we've got 4 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2, 3, 4 teaspoons of salt. And last but not least, now we're going to add 2 cups of shortening. Remember, this is a master mix, so you're going to be mixing all this up together really nicely, and then you're going to be pouring it in a big container and keeping it. And it lasts. It does last. I have to admit, I didn't think it was going to last, or something, you know, you'd be afraid something's going to grow in there, but it does last. So it is very beneficial to do it, especially if you're not, you know, you're not making pancakes every day, but, you know, once a week, on the weekends, when you have time, it just cuts your time down in half. Plus, you get all the benefits of home cooking. So, just the time it takes to do that, it's just well worth it to me. You can make so much with this mix. Biscuits and gravy. It's just, you just wouldn't believe it. It's just so awesome. So I'm going to mix this up first, and then I'm going to add my 2 cups of shortening here. Okay. Now this is pretty big bowl here already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to half it, okay? I'm going to take half of it out, stick it in another bowl. Because if I put 2 cups of shortening in here, it's just going to be too much for this mixer. So I'm just going to take half of it out. I'm just going to place it in another bowl. 3 cups here. Put that down. 4 cups here. Four and a half cups here. Leave that there. Now I'll put 1 cup in this bowl and mix it up really, really well. Put this back on. Find that spot here. There you go. And we need 1 cup total of this right here. Just set it in here. You want to put that in there, and you're just gonna push it down in the bottom. Get that down there first. Roll it up, push it down. There you go. Push it down in there. Push it. Okay, 1 cup. Set this down in here, lock it, turn it on low, and just scoop it out at a time. Take your time, because this is going to start pushing all the flour to the side, and you don't want it to be splashing everywhere. So put it on low. Okay, that's my 1 cup there. I'm going to turn it up a little bit now that it's combined a little bit. I just don't want it spilling out to the side, so you just be careful when you're turning it up. And it's going to be like a cornmeal texture. Alright, there you go. It's doing its thing. Speed it up just a little bit more. Turn it off. Unlock it. Now if you look at it, it's like it's a cornmeal texture, but it's real white. It's just white. So let me get a spatula here. look down in the bottom of the mixer. You want to make sure there ain't no just plain flour in the bottom. You want it all to be mixed and combined. Looks like it's done its trick. Looks really well. Looks all combined. So we're going to, there might be a little bit of white flakes in there from the baking powder. I guess I could have sifted that too, but it's not a big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. So I'll have my container here. I'm going to put all this in my container and then we'll continue. Let's see if I can find my funnel. Dishwasher, is it clean? My funnel down there. Doesn't look like my funnel's anywhere. I might have to jimmy rig me a funnel. Let's see. And how am I going to do that is I'm going to take one of these cutting mats, plastic cutting mats, and we're just going to roll it. Roll it up into the funnel. See if I get it to stick in there. Stick that thing in there just like that. See that? I'm just going to use it as a funnel. So you use what you got. Don't be scared to use what you got. And I'm just going to take this. I'll pour all of it in there. Back here. Pour it all in there. I feel like it's going to all fall in at one time, so just be careful. Take your time. There we go. Came out a little bit. That's all right. There we go. Back on there. Move this to the side. Put the rest of that flour in there. Add the one more cup. Okay, add that cup of shortening. Now I have here is butter shortening. I don't use no other shortening. Crisco's the best that I have found. They have the butter in there, what you want anyway. So it's just the best that I've found. So shortening works for me. I think I might have to add just a little bit more. Just pushing it down, getting all the butter air bubbles out of there. I want a real cup of shortening. It's probably too much, but that's okay. Now, put this back on. Set that back down in there. Lock it. Turn it on low. And do a little bit at a time, just like before. Okay. And that is just that easy. You just let that come to, cornmeal kind of texture. And That's it. And you could use this mix for all kinds of stuff. You know, if your recipe calls for baking soda, you don't have to add it because it's already in here. It calls for shortening, you only got to add it. It's all in there. You can use it with any recipe that you want. Whatever ingredients you use in here, don't use that on the recipe. Just void those off that recipe and put everything else the recipe calls for. And then you would just use, if it calls for a cup of flour, you just use a whole cup of flour. A whole cup of this. It's a cup for a cup. Nothing's changed. So I'm going to speed this up. Get it to blend in there. Just make sure it's not spilling out over the sides. Nice and crumbly. So all that Crisco has just come to these little bitty crumbs. Alright, there we go. Alright, let me check it. Looks like it's ready. Check the bottom. Make sure all the bottom, even the bottom is all done. No, just plain white flour sitting at the bottom. So you're good. So we're ready. We can just go ahead and mix, or go ahead and add this to that container with my makeshift funnel on there. Okay. And then we've got it going on, and then I'll just change the label here, relabel it to my master mix. And I'm going to go ahead and probably do up some pancakes. So if you want to see how pancakes are made with this scratch, this master mix, go ahead and check my pancake video out. Like I said, I'm going to do it up for my niece. She wants to know how to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and show her how to do it from that Betty Crocker. And I'll see you at the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this.